Yes, people. What's going on? Egal Talks Football back again with another video. I'm just checking myself out for some reason. I don't even know why. But before we go any further, people, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about this. We got a lot to talk about today. First of all, Arsenal are out of the Champions League, another trophyless season, and it's very sad. But in the same breath, the media PR is out, and they're saying we're linked to 17 different new players today. Don't know what to believe. So we'll talk about that. I already did an Arsenal transfer show, and we just heard news that William Saliba might be staying. Plus, we also heard that we're linked to Rafael Leao out of nowhere today. We got to talk about Florian Wirtz. He rejected Man City. He's going to be going to Bayern. Also, there's just so much other things going on with the Champions League being done, the Europa League final between Spurs and Man United being set. We all know who I want to win that game. And then Chelsea versus Betis in the Conference League, we all know who I want to win in that game. And we're going to be talking about all these things plus more. But before we go any further, Rack is in the building. And every time Rack comes on, he wants a guard of honor. So you guys can clap for him in the chat. Clapping emojis as we go. But before we go any further, hope you're doing well, Rack. Hope everything's good. We can't hear anything. I don't know what kind of noise canceling headphones you have, but it's very clear.
It's a little bit windy. You know, look, first of all, I was expecting, because when we originally talked about a guard of honor for the start of every show. But I know that was maybe I was being a little bit too greedy there. So I think probably last game of the season, right? We'll just
got one person giving you a clap. Anyways, we got Jay in the building. Europa League finalist. How does that sound, Jay?
It's good, man. It's good. It feels good. It's we got to where I thought we would be at the beginning. I feel like I remember talking at the beginning of the season. I felt we'd be here. It's been a very up and down journey, but we made it.
You think you can win it now that you're there?
I definitely think we can win it. Obviously outwardly it's basically a 50-50 game, more or less. Like more as much as you can get a 50-50 game in these kind of games. That's what I think. But
you know what? The script writers are always funny. Spurs get to a final for the first time in years that they can actually win. It's against a team that they've beaten 3 times in a row. And if you go in to lose to that game, just you're cursed. You know what I mean?
Well, I think for me, it's like I look at the game and I say, well, we like I said last time, we've not lost to United since 2022. So it's like, for me, we go into this game and I think we've beaten them 3 times this season. I feel like one thing, like when I look back at a couple of the other times we lost finals, you know, we were playing Pep's City, we played Liverpool, you know, that went on to win the league the next season. So they were like that's probably one of the strongest Liverpool sides that Klopp ever built, probably the team in 2019.
100%.
So we lost those teams in finals. And this is kind of like one of the first finals that is like a team that's around our level, like not a team that's actually like better than us and we're going to play them. I just think everything's fallen, like little things have just fallen in place. Like yesterday, it was like the 6-year anniversary of when we beat Ajax. Yeah, same day. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like we obviously, Ange is our manager. Like even Bodo Glimt, Ange took Celtic there a few years ago. So he's played Bodo, he's been to that stadium, he's played on that pitch. Like, so it's like, what are the chances? Like, even look at last season, like losing the game to City, like that helped City win the league. Arsenal didn't win the league, made Spurs not have enough points to get Champions League in the Europa League. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like lots of little things have like fallen in place for Spurs to be in this position right now. So yeah, I think we can do it. I genuinely do. Like I think we're going to do it. Like that's how I feel. Like inside. Oh
myself. Man, you nearly did an Ange there. Like I always win something in my second season.
That's what I'm trying to say. Egal's been laughing at that quote all season. Like all season, Egal's been laughing at that quote. I always want to tell
you. He ain't laughing now.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of those where I'm like, Egal, how you like me now, boy? How you like me now?
You have to win it first before you can say.
Well, this is the thing where it's like we have to United fans are thinking we have to win. Spurs are thinking we have to win. Like it's one of those games where it's like I said before, this is the difference between the best and worst Spurs season in my lifetime, basically.
Let me show you the clip that perfectly explains this game coming up. This clip explains this game perfectly. Have you guys seen this clip before? Man United on attacking versus Spurs.
Is that right, Egal? Is that what this clip? Yeah, is that what this clip? Yeah, is that what we're doing here?
It's literally because it's one team that attacks.
No, Egal, don't.
We see what you're doing.
No,
we see what you're doing.
like those I'm not going to use a derogatory term, but clearly those people lack football coordination.
I'm just trolling. Listen, there's people just joining us.
You know what you're doing.
There's people just joining us. I wanted to catch their eye. But one thing I will say is, I do think the fact that Spurs and United are in a final, it's like a kick in the teeth to me, because now you have Man United and Spurs who've been in a final, Chelsea have been in a final, Manchester City are in a final, Liverpool won the league. It's kind of like it kind of feels like we're the only ones missing out this whole season.
And from your point of view, you got to hope that makes you hungrier, but
100%.
Yeah.
Well, listen, they're always hungry. I look at it from the point of view saying, okay, well, kicking the teeth. You've had other opportunities. I feel like let's not be redundant. You're coming out this season, and I think the pressure is ratcheting nicely up on Arsenal next season. And and this is the thing with when we had Poch. This is when we went into the next season. We signed Ndombele, we signed Lo Celso. Do you know what I mean? And everyone thought, okay, Spurs are gonna like kick on, and we started terribly. Yeah, and like there was a lot of injuries and stuff, and there's a pressure when you haven't won for a while. Yeah, that really makes like the fixtures important. I'm interested in who Arsenal buy, like what they kind of do, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Arsenal look like come the end of the transfer window. You know, the Arsenal starting 11.
All right, so I was gonna say, should we wait for the rest of the boys to come before we actually get into the Arsenal?
Yeah.
I know they're gonna want to talk about Arsenal. So let's start with Man City getting rejected by Florian Wirtz, and unfortunately, Rack couldn't make it today. Patrick couldn't make it today, so we're gonna have to do the heavy lifting for them. But yeah, Bayern Munich and Florian Wirtz have agreed on transfer. Bayern are going to offer Bayern Leverkusen 100 million in the summer, and Florian Wirtz will become a Bayern Munich player and wait until 2026 if they reach no agreement for him to join on a free. Wait, what?
So they're saying that they're going to sign him either on a free next year or they'll offer up 100 million.
I think they've got a clause that kicks in. I don't think he's got a clause this summer. Like,
okay, so this is not even exclusive. This is Bayern Munich's plan on how they're going to sign Florian Wirtz. Basically, it's a three-step plan.
Pletty just did one recently, didn't he? He did an update not that long ago.
Let me check it. So I'm kind of confused. Is it that they've agreed something, or is it that they?
So my understanding of it is, Wirtz, like from a personal terms point of view, has agreed with Bayern, right? From a transfer fee point of view, he's got a contract till 2027. There's a clause that he like £100 million clause or whatever, but that doesn't action until next summer, 2026. So then this summer, if you want him, you've got to negotiate with him. Yeah, they've got to negotiate with Leverkusen. So that's, I think, what they're saying.
Okay, so Bayern Munich's point of view is they have a long reached personal agreement in principle with Florian Wirtz. Whether the move is this summer whether the move is this summer or in 2026, Wirtz would be earning around 20 to 25 million per year over a 5-year deal. So they've agreed personal terms with him without agreeing a fee with the club. And they've made it clear that he's one of their plans long term. His family are already on board. He wants to depart from Leverkusen, and it's basically they're just waiting for Leverkusen to agree a fee. It seems like they've agreed everything with him. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's a good player, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Doesn't necessarily mean that that City are completely out of it, right?
Yeah,
I think it kind of does when you have a German player going to the biggest club in Germany, and
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but like the thing is like obviously like if you're Leverkusen,
he's agreed to join Germany. I mean the German giant Bayern Munich. There's still a possibility he could go to Real Madrid, but I don't think City are any longer on the table.
Well, I'm looking at this and I'm looking at like I don't see any definitive rejection of the other clubs yet. Do you know what I mean? You got German media reporting that he can do it. So I feel like obviously if you're Leverkusen, you don't want to sell him to Bayern. Do you know what I mean? So you look at City, they'll probably I think City will obviously push as hard as they possibly can until he actually signs.
So, I know some people don't like these things when I bring them up, but graphics with Egal is back. Look at this. Look at this. You're gonna really be intrigued by this. This is Kevin De Bruyne this season and Florian Wirtz this season and how they performed. And you can see there that Kevin De Bruyne is basically a player who doesn't carry the ball as much, but in the main key places they're very similar.
Yeah, but this is washed KDB though. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, so you're basically saying Wirtz is as good as washed KDB, which is probably about right.
Big up Ahmed. Ahmed, we're talking about Florian Wirtz rejecting Man City to go to Bayern Munich and how he's very similar to KDB when it comes to his underlining numbers.
He's rejecting Man City? No way. It's actually true.
Yeah, he's chosen.
That's how Egal's framing it.
He's chosen to agree to join Bayern Munich.
Yeah, so I mean,
bro, I'll be so real. I didn't even know that. I thought he was going to go to Man City in it. But like I said, yeah. But to be fair though, he's German in it. So like, and Bayern Munich always get the best Germans in that league, bro. They always do. To be fair, so that's not even a surprise. They're going to have an attack of Florian Wirtz, Musiala, and Elise. Like, bro, they're going to be having fun in it. They're going to be having fun.
Yeah,
they actually reject City. Yeah.
The official word is that his family and his entourage are pushing hard for the move to Bayern instead of any other move. And if Real Madrid have concrete interest, they might reconsider, but nothing about Man City. They've only said that Leverkusen and Man City have a good relationship, but nothing about Florian Wirtz, his entourage, or his team being seriously interested in that. His dream move is Bayern. And in case you guys are wondering where I got this from, I'm not making this up. I kind of Fabrizio Romano tweeted it before, and this is like a synopsis of kind of what I said. So Man City have an excellent relationship with Leverkusen and are pushing pushing on the side of the club, but Florian Wirtz's dream target is a dream target for them. But Bayern Munich, obviously, are pushing for him also, and his entourage believe that they're the favorites should Wirtz change clubs, and Real Madrid are interested but not concrete.
That's not really. I wouldn't see that. Does that look like rejected City to you?
To me, it looks like his family and everyone are pushing him to stay in Germany and play for Bayern.
Well, I mean, it's one of those. Like we'll see how it plays out. There's obviously
he's not outright said I'm not coming to Man City.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what City do in the end, and obviously there's still a while to go on this negotiation. You never know. Leverkusen might just block it, keep him for another year. Like, do you know what I mean? So
why would they do that? Because they would be getting a lot of money to restart their rebuild with the new manager.
I think that there's something you should look at, and you say, okay, well, there's still dominoes. There's a lot of dominoes to fall. The season's not even over, Egal. Some of us have still got things to play for this season, Egal. I know you're trying to do the transfers for next season, but some of us have still got competitions to try and win.
Big up Wolfie and everyone who came from Forest Fan TV. Shout out to you guys. I was hoping you guys would get Champions League football over Newcastle and all these other guys, but right now you guys seem to be bottling it. Hopefully you guys get it. As for the Florian Wirtz stuff, any Man City fans in the chat, let me know what are your alternative targets. Who are you guys gonna go for? And like Florian Wirtz is a quality.
That's a good question. You know, if you want that kind of attacking creative player,
yeah. Who's
next? Who's next in line? Like
it looks like I was listening to Hamza speak, and he's like Xavi Simons. He was talking about Xavi Simons, and like he's like Morgan Gibbs White is nothing like him. Let's stop talking about Morgan Gibbs White. He's actually pissed off that they're going for Morgan Gibbs White. He doesn't view him as the Man City level. He's kind of scarred by Jack Grealish and Calvin Phillips. He's like no more.
You know what this does show. This like the Man City rebuild is not going to be a cakewalk. Pep is unquestionably a genius, but there's significant question marks over that squad, and I don't know whether people are taking for granted City going to be back to where they were last season, next season, and they might be. Don't get me wrong, City are the team that have been there more so than any other over the last 10 years, but we shouldn't just take it for granted. And even players like Erling Haaland, for example. First season was completely injury-free. Last season picked up injuries. This season has picked up a fair amount of injuries. Like, you know, that could hurt them if they don't have adequate cover.
Do you guys think Man City will be back next season dominating the league again very soon, or do you think it's going to take them a little longer?
I think there's a good chance, but I don't think it's a given. I'd say like 60%, between 60 and 70%. They're going to be there or thereabouts. But that still leaves a third that they're not. They're just going to stay similar to where they are. Marmoush is a good player. I don't know whether he's a needle mover.
I think that obviously they've been pretty good in the second half of the season. So they'll be thinking, right, the form's upticked a little bit. We need fullbacks. We need to. I think the thing for me is KDB's played at the level that KDB's played at this season. I've watched a lot of KDB's my guy. I do think that Gibbs White could replicate his level of output this season. I don't think KDB has been the level of his previous season, but he's still been effective and good. And but if you watch him, you'll see him give away passes and get tackled in a way that he never used to. But he's still a very very good player. But I think the problem is when you look at those players now, a lot of those players in that position, they're not mature. Do you know what I mean? That it's a position where you've got the Simons and other than that, you've got the Cunhas, the Ezes, 26-plus-year-old players, or 20, 21, 22-year-olds. So I'm just he's not as clutch as KDB, but that's what I'm saying.
Marmoush is not overrated. We have not seen enough of him to call him overrated. Come on.
There's no you can't duplicate KDB. Do you know what I mean? He's a once in a generation player.
Ahmed's got a Juventus kit.
What?
With the Jeep,
Oh, bro.
You're sleeping right now. You're you don't even know what they're talking about for a second.
Bro, no, listen, bro. It's just today's.
Do you work at a car shop or something? Why you got?
No. I walked. No. I walked at home in it, and it's bare sunny, and I've never seen the sun in a long time in Manchester, so I'm not used to it. My body's I'm just a bit lightheaded in it, but yeah. I'll be so real. I'll be so honest with the whole Man City thing. If they're going to be back, but look, they're always going to be in and around.
Are they going to challenge next season? That's the question.
Yeah, they probably will challenge, innit? They probably will challenge. Man City really depends, on whether they can get the best players, i.e. the Wirtz, i.e. the other top players. Because let's be honest, as good as Pep is, we can say that Pep's quality, but he needs his players just as much as the players need him. So he needs the quality players in order to cook. Because we've seen once Rodri's not in the team, once this guy's not in the team, bro, they capitulate in it. Especially when they don't have a good replacement for a player like Rodri, because Kovacic and who else do they have? Kovacic and Gundogan are different profiles. Gundogan's a guy who, he'll nip in with goals. I know he's not scored that many, and Kovacic is more of a ball carrier, keeps it ticking. Rodri does everything, so it depends who they buy. in terms of the attack, I've seen that, bro. I know people talk about Haaland. I've seen them score goals and win games without Haaland. Without Haaland, I've seen them score 5 goals against Palace without him. So I don't think they need a striker. I just think they need to work. They'll probably get a new goalkeeper because Ederson's rubbish. He's not good enough. I've never rated him, to be fair. Like, he's been blessed with playing in a very good team and not facing that many shots. But now he's facing shots. He gets more exposed. Defense needs work massively. Fullbacks need work. I don't know. The fullbacks need work. They need a lot of They actually need a lot of players, to be fair. People like, I know Man City have won bare players. Have won bare Premier Leagues yet, but they need to buy a lot of players, and they probably will with the board that they've got. They have to. But I don't see Pep staying for longer than. I think he's gone after next season, to be fair.
All right, people messaging me. They're like, you gotta let Jay cook. So Jay, take it away. We gotta start talking about Arsenal. So 5:07. We begin this section. Hopefully, it can go on for at least half an hour, and then we can wrap it up.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
Half an hour.
Oh, Arsenal.
No, Jay, you heard that. Hopefully, we can go for another half an hour and then wrap it up. Egal, we're not forgetting about this.
Yeah.
This is going to continue until the end of the season. I'm sorry. You can't put a time limit. There's no hard end to this.
Yeah. Well,
All
listen,
right. You guys, the title has been changed to Egal get cooked by Jay because Jay.
I'm not. Why? People are gonna like. I've just been here innocently, like watching the show, talking, and now like people will come on the show and think I've got an agenda. Listen, I don't have an agenda. Let's.
You're a Spurs fan, of course you have an agenda.
Yeah, no. It's not. Sometimes we just discuss football, not every day attack Arsenal. I'm just saying, right? Listen, we can look at this overall. Do you think this season's been a failure for Arsenal?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. He's taking a piss, you know. He's taking.
I'm just structuring our conversation. Like, I'm structuring the conversation to understand where.
It's a failure. Arsenal failure.
So you're saying it's been a failure, right? Obviously, the injuries have played a part, but in terms of your overall squads, right? You need some new players. I think Arsenal have the capability to win trophies. But when you went into this PSG game, like I didn't understand why Arsenal fans were confident of knocking PSG out when they consistently are falling short at the moment. That's not really just a player thing. There's been multiple times over the last few years, since actually the first season, when you've actually lost games where I would slightly position you as favourites. Like Bayern last season, I thought, yeah, you can win this. PSG, yeah, like I thought, yeah, you could probably win this, right? So you're losing certain games that are kind of 50-50. Like, whether or not that's a player thing, whether or not that's a mentality thing, yeah. I'm interested to see how Arsenal's kind of take this season and go on, because I don't know if the team's peaked. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, the level of the team, has it peaked in terms of under Arteta? But we'll see.
Okay, we heard it peaked when we challenged for top 4. We heard it peaked the season when we first challenged for the league. We heard it peak last season when we came 1 point from winning the league, and now we're hearing we peaked in the semi-final of the Champions League. I just think at a certain point we need to stop saying things like I think the team peaked and just look at the actual situation at hand and be like, you know what? Fair play. Arsenal got to a semi-final with a bunch of players injured, and they were not the better team of the 2 legs, and they just got knocked out by a better team.
I've got the answer. I've actually got the answer for
it. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Yeah. It's not peaked. The reason why Arsenal are facing what they're facing is because they overgassed their team. That's the honest truth. You guys overrated the players you had. You put them in certain in combined 11s where they had no right in. Obviously, naturally, you got carried away with the Madrid game. You know, we actually didn't realize. Honestly speaking, I thought Madrid will slap Arsenal, but clearly I haven't watched enough Madrid games because they've been losing loads in La Liga. So you came across a poor Madrid team, and then the minute you come across a serious team like PSG, the same PSG team in both legs have just beaten, you know, the Prem winners, unfortunately. Yeah, they beat them, right?
But also, Ahmed, will be like, this is the thing with Liverpool fans. I don't think there's any Liverpool fans out here saying, you know what, we deserve to go through or anything like that. We said from the get-go, PSG were the better team.
Exactly. PSG were the better team. They've just beaten Liverpool, beaten Aston Villa, bless you, beaten Aston Villa, and now have just beaten Arsenal. Yeah, they've just proved that no Premier League fan can say anything about that French league. You can say they can't say anything. They can't,
that's dishonest.
they can't say anything. No, they can't say anything.
The reason why we make fun of the French league, is not because of PSG. We make fun of the French league because the rest of the teams are.
Yeah, but Saliba came from there.
Yeah, you can still get quality players from the French league. Come on.
Yeah, but you can't toss out a league where the best players are in that league.
You can get good players from the league, but the teams and the level in which they compete in against the other teams across Europe, bro. Look at how Lyon played against you. You're 15th in the Premier League, and they're freaking 4th in La Liga.
Yeah, but I mean, Lyon bottled that one. The thing is, Lyon.
They rolled over.
I'll be honest.
Look at whenever we face a French team in any of our group stages of our league phases of our domestic of our European tournaments, bro. We absolutely whip their asses.
It doesn't matter about like whether you beat the lower end teams here. What I'm trying to say to you here is that the whole Lyon thing, I'm going to be very honest with you. Lyon actually blew that game away. Like they had the lead, and then obviously the red card wasn't even a red card. Honestly speaking, I'm a United fan, and that wasn't even a red card when Euro got fouled. So they bottled that game. But what I'm trying to tell you here is that you can say it's not competitive here, but at the end of the day, barring like Liverpool this season, the Premier League hasn't been competitive like that. It's been Man City. You can say it's more entertaining because there's better teams here, but you can't neglect a league where we buy their players, and then when PSG do come up, because PSG are facing the same teams that we don't rate yet, but it shows you the levels that what PSG are operating for them to easily,
I've never once called the League of Farmers League, like the Bundesliga or the French League, and then said the team that's constantly winning it is not good. Bayern and PSG are good. The level of competition they face on a week-to-week basis compared to the Premier League and the Serie A is lower, and La Liga is just lower. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to La Liga, when it comes to Serie A, when it comes to the Premier League, you can face teams lower down those tables, and I would expect them to perform quite well. Where if I take a Stuttgart, or if I take a friggin' team from the French league, I don't know, Lens. We lost to Lens. It was an utter embarrassment to lose to them. We slapped them the next game like 4-0, 5-0. That's the level these guys are.
But like obviously, like the Premier League is obviously the Premier League is we're the razzle dazzle league. Let's be honest here. It's all about the Prem. Yeah, and I think obviously if you look at the teams like United and Spurs being in the Europa final, Spurs beat Frankfurt, United beat Bilbao, obviously beat Lyon. So I think the Prem as a league is obviously clearly stronger. Like it's clearly a stronger league. There's more quality teams in the Prem than in other teams.
Money plays a factor into it as well because they got more money as well.
Yeah, but I'm not disrespecting the French league to say that the Prem is better. Like, as in, like, there's more quality in the Prem. Like, that's to say the Prem is a better league isn't to say that the French league is crap. It's just to say the Prem is a better league. So I'm not like, I'm not really overly. Obviously, PSG are a top 3 team in Europe. Do you know what I mean? So it's
and also everybody knows, like, in terms of quality of players, France produces some of the most incredible players. Like, if we were to have a top 20 players in the world, France is going to have like 5 or 6 spots in there just produced from their own, just from that country. Like the talent coming out of France for the last 20, 30 years has been
Hazard,
incredible level.
But the league can produce quality players, but the teams are not producing quality performances across Europe. The last French team to go far in one of the European competitions that wasn't PSG was Marseille getting to a final and getting dog walked by Atletico Madrid.
But yeah, obviously look at all the leagues as a whole. I mean, the argument is like obviously PSG are one of the best teams in Europe, so like.
I think it's disingenuous to be like, oh, Farmers League, we beat 4 Premier League teams. Yeah, you're not. You're in the Farmers League, but you're the head farmer.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bayern Munich, you're in the Farmers League, but nobody's making fun of you because you're the one they pick the taxes to. Like, I at the end of the day, I think he's being shameless. And if you guys want to talk about Arteta and Arsenal's performances, Arteta's kind of shameless with his comments after the game also. He said that we
was.
He said that.
But then you go. There was a difference though, because what Enrique said was a little bit tongue in cheek, right?
Yeah.
They said, "Oh yeah, Farmers League." He was having a bit of fun with it. What
Enrique
wasn't
when Arteta when he literally laughed at Arteta.
No. I'll be back.
Okay, so Arteta said Arsenal was the better team, and Enrique laughed. He's like, "Ha, what do you think?"
Yeah, I mean, if we're being honest, like PSG were the better side in both legs. Like, but they were
close though. I thought it was close though. I thought it was 50-50.
It was only close because PSG didn't kill the game in both legs. They missed that. They missed some sitters. They missed some
sitters too.
Yeah, but like not to the same volume of PSG, because the PSG game, if you look at the first leg that they faced you can say that you had the Martinelli chance, and you had there was another chance that you guys had, the Trossard when he hit it with his left foot. Donnarumma 2 great saves. So you can also say Barcola missed 2 chances. Due, Ramos hit the crossbar. The second leg, Cava hit the post, missed penalty. Barcola threw a bro. That if I'm going to be objective, yeah, bro, that aggregate should have been about 6-3 to PSG.
I know, but we outperformed them in XG. We had like 5 XG.
Yeah, but we can't look at stats though. We have to watch it with like.
Yeah, look, XG. Look, some people are completely dismissive of XG. I'm not saying, but the difference is that XG is just one metric, right? If I say to you, Egal, you're a 7, right? What am I talking about? Am I talking about your personality? I'm talking about your looks. Am I talking about what you've done in life? What your potential is, right? You can't encapsulate everything into one number. The idea of stats is you reduce the whole game. You know, in a football match, right? There's about 1 million separate events. When you look at these data collection companies, there's 1 million separate events. If you reduce 1 million separate events down to one number, of course you're going to miss a lot of context. So yes, you can point at the XG, but the XG is one of 1 million other potential events that you can look at, which will give you a more all-encompassing. What I said just now about
Arsenal had the most XG out of every team in the semi-finals of the Champions League.
Yeah, but hold on, but it got and Rats, yeah. Like let's look at that though, because if you look at PSG, right, when they played Villa, they scored. Nuno Mendes scored a goal, edge of the box, great finishing off the post. When they played you, Hakimi, edge of the box, finish, yeah. Kvara hit the post.
LB Raid in the building, so, big up everyone.
So what I'm trying to say, Egal, is that like I know that if I let Kvara on the left side of the box shoot with a man a few yards off him, it's not the same as if Martinelli does it. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, you know that Timber has to stay tight to the player. That's a half chance. So I think when you're looking at XG, it's basically giving you an understanding of chances in the game. You might have 3 corners and you should score. Do you know what I mean? Nobody is necessarily using that as the basis as your understanding.
You have to look at the level of the.
Shout out to everyone who just joined us from LB's channel. Big up LB every single time. Hope you guys are doing well. To the Man City fans in the chat, let me know who's your alternative for Florian Wirtz. We already spoke about the Florian Wirtz section. Also, we're currently talking about Arsenal.
I agree, isn't that?
We're currently talking about Arsenal, and we're just talking about like everything about the PSG game. So yeah, just to give you guys a quick caught up. Ahmed, what were you gonna say?
Now, I was going to say, yeah, like with expected goals, bro, like you were saying, taking a corner counts as an expected goal, taking a shot from 30 yards counts as an expected. You have to look at the type of chances you're coming, which is why you need to watch the game. If someone actually gives you 2 clear-cut opportunities, yeah, for your striker, and then he misses like a sitter, yeah, then you can talk about that chance being missed. But come on, a corner chance creation, a flipping. If I give the ball to you, Egal, from flipping 30 yards, and you take a shot from 20, that counts as a chance creation. Like it's not a good stat to look at. But with PSG,
and the goal that Arsenal scored, it came, and I'm not belittling it because you got to take these things all encompassing. The goal that Arsenal scored came from a mix-up between the central defender and the goalkeeper, and then Saka was basically tapped it into an open net. So, exactly. Like,
then he missed the same tap in the next.
No, exactly. But this is what I mean. So when you like the XG philosophy, and I know what XG philosophy you're doing, they say, look at they scored 3 goals from this very, very small amount of XG. But it's just they know what they're doing. This is why people, I've said this before, right? People who don't really know about stats shouldn't really use stats to make up their argument.
WWE.
Yeah, it's not in WWE, but similar event. But I just have as my picture now.
Sorry, Rack. Continue.
Yeah, so it's just I just feel like people will look at a particular number and take it out of context. Like even XG stats for any single game, I don't personally think they're that useful, because what you really want to look at is trends in XG over a period of time. That gives you a better idea of what a team is actually capable of. Any single game, football is a low scoring game. When you have a low scoring game, any kind of weird events can happen. Sorry.
By the way, we have not spoken about the manager yet. We've not spoken about any potential things that Arsenal could have done differently. I'll just say this. I think Arsenal had a lot of problems. I don't think tactics were the issue. I don't think tactics were the issue. I think execution was the problem. I think the players were the issue. And when it comes down to us going trophyless again, although it hurts, what can we really do? We messed ourselves up in the summer. We messed ourselves up in the January, and then even when we were playing those games, we had chance after chance after chance against Manchester United, Ahmed, in the FA Cup. What happened? You guys beat us in penalties. We had chance after chance after chance versus Newcastle in the first leg. They beat us 2-0 in the first leg in the League Cup. Second leg, we got dog walked, as Jay would put it. In the Champions League semi-finals, first leg, 2 good chances. We don't take them. What the difference between us and PSG? We have 2 good chances. They had like 7. So they go and eventually score.
And also, PSG have world-class players and a world-class manager, something that you guys don't have as well. You have to put
You want to talk about the manager? I think Arteta, tactically, is one of the best managers out there.
Well,
I mean, he's a good manager, but he's not as good as Flick. Nowhere near as good as Flick and Enrique.
I think Flick's tactics versus Inter in the Champions League were very naive and silly, and they're very Ange Postecoglou-esque, kamikaze.
I think that's a lazy analysis, bro. Barcelona, bottled that, not because of Flick's tactics, because bro, like they had opportunities to kill the game. They literally was dominating Inter.
Barcelona went down still twice, then eventually ended up losing the tie. They were down, got themselves back into the position, which shows a lot of offensive power. But their issue has been they cannot close up shop. Defensively, they have the worst defender in the Champions League based on performances this season. That young Kabasi kid. He was the worst defender based on positioning, the amount of chances he gave,
Okay. Right,
because they're playing such a high line.
Listen,
he has the most errors leading to goals in the tournament.
Listen, I think anyone who watches Kubasi knows that he's top 1 in his age bracket. Top 1.
Yeah, but he also had the most errors leading to goals.
What I'm trying to say to you is like, obviously, there's more than one way to skin a cat, yeah? And it's like, I'm looking at this from Arteta and saying, okay, Arteta's a good manager, but you're never going to have perfect conditions as a coach in order to be able to do something. I remember when Spurs made it to the Champions League final, Kane was in the stands, it was a Lucas Moura hat-trick. I'm not saying that, Trossard should score a hat-trick in this game or something. I'm just saying that winners win, losers explain. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what this comes down to, guys? Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this. I just don't think Arsenal were clinical enough when they need to be clinical, and then the final ball wasn't there. That's what this comes down to. I think for me personally, right? And
they're overdoing it with the Arteta and the mentality.
No, but then when we can look at that aspect and be like, okay, a lot of that can be down to the players, which is 100% true. Them not being able to get the right final ball, them not being good enough in those key moments. But then we can make the same argument and then to say, is the manager instilling the right mentality such that when these moments do come, the players are in the right frame of mind to be able to get the job done as well? So I think it's almost a two-way street in my personal.
Do you think Enrique outcoached Arteta? Because I don't think it was a coaching situation. I think you're right. It was execution.
I actually think Enrique got lucky in the second game from a coaching.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah,
because in that 15 minutes in the first game, we all saw that attack didn't really work. Yeah, playing 3 wingers up top, it wasn't really working. And he brought Ramos on, and it fixed it. But he goes into this game, and he starts the 3 of them, and Dembele wasn't fit, clearly. Yeah,
exactly.
He wasn't properly fit. So he kind of negated his attack for the whole game. He also brought Hernandez on, and he messed up the positioning on the left, which then again helped. So I actually think Enrique I think Enrique overthought in this game.
He was trying to be too cautious, Jay. He was trying to be so overly cautious.
He tried to have his fingers in it too much, and he overanalyzed the game. And he's lucky that Arsenal didn't take advantage, because I do think Arteta did the right thing a lot of this game. But if you have forwards that constantly underperform their XG, if you have forwards that constantly miss, that's the thing. Is like I'm not even going to say, well, you were missing Havertz and Jesus, because it would obviously be better to have those players for Arsenal.
It'll probably be no. But you know what it is, Jay? It'll probably be more of the same, though. I think it'd probably still be. Yes, they may have gotten another goal in, but I still think the situation will still remain the same with a Havertz up front, with a Gabby Jesus up front, in my personal opinion.
Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys some questions and move away from the game a little bit. Before we talk about Liverpool and everything else, Ahmed, are you there? Yo, Manchester Ahmed, are you there? Okay. First question: do you think Man City could overtake Arsenal now that we are playing Liverpool and Newcastle the next 2 games?
Yes.
Yes, there's a real reality. I think City's games are a lot more easy than yours. No, if I'm not mistaken.
Anyone in the chat? I know there's a lot of Man City fans in the chat. Let me know. Do you guys think Man City will not only catch Arsenal but overtake?
They can overtake you this weekend, isn't it? Egal?
Yeah. If we draw versus Liverpool, no, they can't. We have goal difference. If we lose to Liverpool, they overtake us. If we draw, they don't. They have Southampton this weekend. Then they play. Then they play Bournemouth. And the final game of the season is against Fulham. So their last 3 games are Southampton, Bournemouth, Fulham. Our last 3 games are Liverpool, Newcastle, and Southampton.
Right, man. Fuck, you know.
So it's safe to say. It's safe to say they win 3 of those games. They definitely finish above us. They win 2 of those games and draw 1. They might not finish above us because we currently have a 3-point gap.
Yeah, man. Does that mean if Chelsea win their next 2 games and you lose your next 2 games, you would go above you as well?
I think that's a possibility. Let's look at the table.
If you win your next 2 games, you should be above us.
Let's look at the table quickly. Let's look at the table quickly, because this is the situation right here. This is the table. This is the Premier League table. Chelsea currently are on 63. You need a 4-point gap, so you'd need to win 2 games. We'd need to lose 2 games, or at least draw 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Win 1. If we even win 1 and draw 1, and then you lose 1, you lose both your games, we will still be level on points with you.
Mm. Interesting. So realistically speaking, not Newcastle and whoever wins out of Newcastle and Chelsea would have a chance of finishing above Arsenal. Because basically, if Newcastle win their next 2, they'll go above Arsenal because one of those games is against Arsenal, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So basically, Arsenal need to win one of the next 2 games to guarantee 2nd place. Because if they don't, in the next 2 games, they'll get overtaken in theory by somebody.
Yes.
Egal, let's ask you the question. Egal, let's ask you the question.
Wait, but then when do Newcastle and Chelsea play each other?
This Sunday. Midday. So
that's a 6-point decider of top 5 right there. That's what.
Egal, and before the semi-final, when we talked last week, you're like, it doesn't really matter about where we finish the league. It's all about the Champions League. Now the Champions League obviously is not really reality. Does where you finish in a league make a difference?
Not really, as long as we get Champions League football.
Oh, no, Egal, you're lying.
You want to know something?
Egal, you're lying. Listen to
what I'm saying. One second. I don't know if you guys watched yesterday, but I was on a video with Dan Potts and Lee Gunner and
I watched that one.
And Yardman were there.
Yeah. That was an interesting show.
They were making the case that Arsenal would be better off in the Europa League, where we can.
That's ridiculous.
That was a bit of a ridiculous take. That's a ridiculous take.
I'm saying to these guys, well, don't come and complain to me about league position then, because
Well,
you're now saying, oh, I wouldn't mind playing the Europa League, because then look at Tottenham and Manchester United, they're about to win it.
hold on, but Egal,
we just need some practice lifting silverware. I'm like,
but that's the point, Egal. That's where the nuance. Like, obviously, the boys are just saying stuff for clicks, but really, if you look at the nuance of what they're saying, they're really saying, go to a competition we can win then. Because no, hold on, because if your argument is we're in the Champions League, but you're not capable of winning the competition, go to the Europa League.
We're in the Final Four. We definitely were capable.
My problem is, let's even separate from any European competition. There is still an FA Cup that you can win, more than likely. You were just in the Carabao Cup semi-final this season. Like, why are we not attacking those easier domestic competitions where you're going to be facing known entities, like known teams that you're facing? I just don't understand that logic for me. Like, you don't even need to go to Europa League, Europa Conference League, to know how to win in Europe. Realistically, win a FA Cup, win a Carabao Cup, and that is more than enough to give you a pathway for these players, A, to get hungry for more trophies, and B, just to win a trophy. So I just don't understand that logic.
And the thing
one second. I need to say one more thing before we go, though. We're gonna come back to this, but Rack, just to let you know, confirmed. Arteta confirmed Arsenal will give Liverpool a guard of honor.
Yeah, but everyone's going to give you a guard. Who's not going to give you a guard of honor? Who's not going to give them a guard of honor? Because there was Arsenal, there was pundit saying, and I think it was Troy Deeney saying, don't give them a guard of honor. That's like embarrassing you.
Troy Deeney himself is an embarrassment.
Yeah,
Troy Deeney is a bit of a wanker. So
you've seen what he did in a Power League, right? He punched up he was pushing around some kid, almost injured him.
The whole thing is.
Let's say the bottom, man.
But just Egal, on the second place thing, that you're like, listen, as a team, that I remember Spurs used to get mocked with the finish third in a 2-horse race, and I remember saying that, and I remember thinking the players owed it, because we hadn't finished with Arsenal for so many seasons, and I was like in the running, I was like, the players owe us not to be a laughing stock. Do you know what I mean? Because having been second for so long in the season, the players owe it to us to at least be runners-up. And they flopped it in the most spectacular style by going to Newcastle and losing 4-something on the last game of the season. I'm just saying to you, Egal, I think you're downplaying the importance of needing to finish second in this table. It's been a bad season in terms of what you wanted to achieve versus what you've achieved. At least get second. Do you know what I mean? Why would you not want to ensure you be second?
I still want to get the maximum number of points. I think we can get 91 as the maximum. I still want us to get 91 points. Obviously, that's not even going to affect us where we finish in the league, but I want us to win every game.
You won 91 points, so people can't say, well, last year's team would have won the league or that.
But why are you psychoanalyzing me? I'm telling you I want 91 points. Why are you trying to rationalize why I say I always want to get the maximum number of points possible?
Okay, Arsenal play Liverpool this weekend. What do you think is going to happen?
I think Arsenal, I hate to put it this, bro, it's going to be a bit of a belt to us. I can really see it, bro. I can see it. They rested their players, a good amount of their players against us. Thank you for the win again, Rack. much appreciated as always.
Listen. I hate to did you a favor, but
it's appreciated. But this Sunday, I do think it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I feel like maybe you guys may be coming into the game a bit demoralized, which is an interesting which never really helps you when you're facing a very big competition as Liverpool is. So, and I know Liverpool fans. I don't know.
Will they still be drunk though? That's the question.
Brother, you can't get drunk after 2 weeks, man. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what he did say? Arda Slot said in his press conference that we've had most of this week off. So I don't know what we've been doing for the whole week, but I hope it hasn't been drinking. But
I hope not, man. Yeah.
Will he rotate at Anfield, or will he rock up with the best team?
No, play best team. But the question is,
Trent will never play again for Liverpool.
Trent, I don't know if he'll never play, but he won't start this game apparently, and I don't think he should either.
Yeah, probably be Conor Bradley. I think Conor Bradley is probably much better suited for this game anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to...
I'm not even sure whether Trent will get on, but I think maybe in our last home game, maybe he may start.
Is your last game last game of the season? No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I feel like he needs to. I want to know what kind of reaction he's going to get from people in the stadium. It'll be interesting because obviously you've always got like online warriors who talk a lot different. The match-going fans sometimes have a slightly different tone and texture.
It'll be different, yeah.
The emotion of it, like
that's why I don't know. That's why I don't know if I would like open him up to bringing him on for the Arsenal game either. But if it's the last game of the season at home, everyone's going to be in a pie atmosphere. It would be another 2 weeks down the line after the whole scenario has played out. I probably football is sentimental, and even though Trent for a lot of Liverpool fans has betrayed us, and I'm not happy about it. I'm a bit more annoyed about it than I initially thought I would be. Yeah. I think in the last game of the season, play the guy, and then we move it. Then we turn the page.
People in the chat, let me know, what do you think is going to happen this weekend? I think it's going to be a thing where Liverpool already won the league. They couldn't give a shit. We give them their guard of honor. They give us a win. Simple.
Just one more thing. Just one more thing, Jay. The reason why I also don't want to just give the game away, because I'm a bit annoyed at Arsenal. Every opportunity this season, Arsenal have tried to belittle and take away from everything we've been doing, and it's been. Egal, I've spoken to you many times, right? I don't mind Arsenal that much, but this season, from the get-go, first of all, it started off with they haven't played anyone decent. Oh, then they haven't had any injuries. Then it's all the refereeing decisions, and then this, that, and the other. And it just I think football fans, we're all capable of outbursts and stuff like that. But I think this season, it's been the whole season, and it's actually really fucking annoyed me, and I think a lot of Liverpool fans. I don't think there's been that much animosity between Liverpool and Arsenal fans over the years, but this year in particular, it's been pretty disrespectful, in my opinion.
Fair. With that being said, now that I heard that, I definitely think you're going to play your best 11. And with Mikel Arteta's comments in the recent days, where he said, well, on the points that we had the last 2 seasons, we would have won the league. Liverpool are lucky, and they're in the right place at the right time. Definitely, I agree with you. We're not a likable team. And the manager doesn't make us a likable team either. He's not very charismatic. He says things how he thinks, and immediately
you have likable players. Look, Saka is a likable player. Declan Rice is a likable player.
Guys, I'll be honest.
As a club with the fan base that we have and everything, everyone just calls us unlikable. And
I think it's more. Can I be honest with you?
The way that we get dunked on, we get dunked on because we don't prove you guys wrong.
No. But the problem is, Egal, I actually don't think it's a player thing, because I don't really have any hatred towards any players. Even Kai Havertz, I don't have a hatred for him. That's not my thing. Yeah, but like I do think,
people hate for
Arsenal.
The most annoying person at Arsenal is Ben White with his fake tan. He's the most annoying person at Arsenal.
Good one. But the hatred I think for Arsenal.
Stop. Have you not seen people saying that the friggin' what do you call it? The set piece coach is the biggest cunt on the planet.
Him and Arteta. He hasn't even said a word. But it's just the fact that the
Wolfie's here.
Maybe it's more the camera panning
issue. Welcome, Wolfie. Wolfie, we were just talking about top 4, top 5, and all that stuff, and you fell off, bro.
I heard you lot talking about, do you hate Arsenal or something?
Yeah, no, because Egal, just one thing on Arsenal. I just want to say that, like, for me, the criticisms about Arsenal and the fan base, for me, it comes from hypocrisy. And
yes, it's the fan base, I think. Yes.
But the reason why it's hypocrisy to me is that the world that you live in is the same world that I live in. So when Spurs were doing what Arsenal are doing now, Arsenal fans consistently told Spurs fans, you're not winning trophies. Yeah. Look at us. Even in our bad time, we're winning an FA Cup. You can't win anything. Okay, cool. But now when you experience the journey aspect, working towards something, not really winning, but being at the top, you want people to give you a grace that you did not give other people. when you played in the Europa League final against Chelsea and Spurs were in the Champions League final, you said, you know what? A lot of fans will give up this game because we don't want Spurs to win the Champions League. Yeah. But then when Spurs were playing Man City and a number of fans were willing to indicate they were willing to lose the game, yeah, in order for Arsenal to not win the title, you questioned a lot of those fans' mentality. But again, same universe, same logic system. Yeah. So when I see Arsenal make mistakes and do things like that, I'm like, well, man.
Bro, they have no logic. This is the thing. I like Arsenal, whatever Egal tries to spin on it. I like them as a club because I hate Man United. So back growing up, it was always Arsenal with ones challenging. I'm like, big up to them. Stop those scumbags from winning it. Their fan base is unbearable at the moment. That's what it is. And not only is it unbearable from their delusion, it's unbearable at the fact that they want to tell you that you hate them. They need the validation that they want you to validate that you hate them, even though you don't. You know, the club is fine. It's the fan base. And they're just attention seeking and they want to feel like they're the most hated club where no one hates them. We all just laugh at them. That's the difference. It's not a hate thing. It's an entertainment thing. And they can't seem to separate the two things. It's that's the key for it. Look, 2 years ago, I loved watching Arsenal play, man. I thought you were playing sensational football. The Invincibles, if you're going to go back that far to when you were a proper team, enjoyed watching that football. But it's the delusion and the validation at the moment that is getting, quite frankly, OTT with these Arsenal fans, man. Evening, though, everyone. Hope you're well.
I think Arsenal are the one team that people pick on the most.
Exhibit A, bro. That's what I'm talking about. You want to believe that we pick on you the most when that's not the case. You just want to highlight when Arsenal get quote unquote picked on. You keep giving us reasons though, Egal, to pick on, not you as in your manager, bro. Your manager coming out saying we're the best team in the tournament. Just shut up, man. Take your L, hang your head in shame and move on. It would have been not spoken about. That's the thing. It's almost like Arsenal want us to talk about them so they can feel like they're relevant to the conversation because they ain't winning nothing again.
All right. You know what, Wolfie, we brought you on the show today because I wanted to hear your take on Nottingham Forest. Guys, remember last time he was on the show, how confident he was Nottingham Forest were going to get top 5? You still confident, bro?
What's changed?
You're now in 6th, I think.
You know what, bro? I would be more worried about Arsenal making top 5 than Forest. Let's be real here. You more likely than not, I think Liverpool can't be shameless again and put the team out they put against Chelsea at Anfield. So I expect Liverpool to beat you. Newcastle, if they beat Chelsea, will have the opportunity to overtake you when they play you at Emirates. Forest have got Leicester and West Ham. Bro, if we don't win those, we don't deserve it, right? We got 2 arguably of the worst teams in the league back to back. Now, if we play that scenario out, Habibi, that would put you on 67 points. Forest
it's not at the
on
Emirates, though. Isn't it in Newcastle?
Nah, it's at the Emirates.
Is it? Oh.
But they haven't beaten 3 times this season. Let's go further, bro. They haven't scored a goal against them this season.
It's at the Emirates.
Yeah. But they haven't scored a goal against them. Now, Arsenal's insurance policy is Southampton.
Game? Is that the last game of the season?
No, your last game is Southampton away. That's your insurance policy.
The last game at the Emirates. Bro, we're not losing. The last game of the season at the Emirates. We're not losing the last game of the season.
I thought you weren't losing to PSG at the Emirates. What happened there, bro?
Small margins.
Small margins. Let's see what and it's getting to small margins because I'm saying, look, I expect Arsenal to qualify. But you are cutting this fight. Egal, man, when we debated this the other week, when I said take Palace seriously, take Brentford seriously, you poo-pooed what I said, bro. You're now putting yourself in a position where you're going to have to beat Newcastle or rely on a parachute of Southampton away. And your record away at Southampton ain't great. There's been bad times. I remember Southampton messing you up in the last couple of years.
All right. You know what? While we're on top 5, let's also include Chelsea in this conversation. Chelsea play Newcastle.
Big game.
That's
huge.
Game too. So Ahmed, take it away. What are you saying?
Listen, man. Obviously, it's a big game. I think for me, it's a must not lose game at the end of the day for me. I have to at least be leaving the at minimum of a draw, but I'm going there for the win. I think for me, if I beat Newcastle, that virtually guarantees me European football in terms of the Champions
You know, a
League.
lot of people will be rooting for you because they think if you beat Newcastle, they might get Isaac.
Yeah, well, that's for them to decide. For me, all I care about is trying to get those 3 points. And if I can't get the 3 points, I leave their minimum of a draw, and then I go on to beat United the week after. That's the way I look at it. And then I face Forest at the end. That's it.
Ahmed, Ahmed.
Yes.
If you beat Newcastle, and I think you'll beat United, and we win our 2 games, you know the scenario is old school World Cup settings. Old school World Cup settings. Pass the ball around the halfway line.
Give us a draw.
We shake hands. We shake hands on the pitch. Can you imagine if this scenario plays out?
In the was it 74 World Cup, Austria Germany?
82, I think it was. I think it was 82 World Cup.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'll make that happen, man, because I've got a Conference League final also the week after. So
yeah, but Ahmed, I'm saying, could you imagine the fallout if that happens? Like, everyone talk about the integrity of the league and everything else like that, bro. It would be crazy funny. Even though I don't really want you to get it, I'd rather Newcastle got it. But just for the jokes, could you
Okay,
imagine
so just so we know, what would be the points tally? 1 second.
So Forest would be on 67. Chelsea will be on 66, 68 or 9, I think it is. What are you on now? 63.
You know something?
60, 63, 69.
We don't even need to do that. Let me show you guys something. This is the calculator.
Yeah.
So let's go. Nottingham Forest beats Leicester.
Yeah,
right?
just put 0-0s for everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
Nottingham Forest beat Leicester. What do you call it? Chelsea and
just go
Newcastle.
1-0. Whatever. Yeah.
What do we say?
Just put it. No, this scenario. Put Chelsea to win 1-0.
Chelsea to win 1-0. Okay.
Yeah. The rest you can put 0-0s for. Just
and then Man City win. Right.
What is this?
Arsenal, Liverpool. What are we saying? Draw?
I think Liverpool win, bro. If I'm being honest.
I think it'll be a Liverpool 2-0.
4-0.
I won't go that far, bro.
2-0.
Let's put 0-0 on the rest. Just get.
What about Villa?
Well, Villa, I think they draw with Bournemouth. That's Villa done if they draw. They have to win that one. Just put 0-0s for everyone else, just to tallies the points.
All right. No. We don't need to. And then next, what do we do?
Villa Spurs. Villa win that one.
Villa Spurs 1-0.
Yeah, just give them all 1-0.
Chelsea
win
United.
that one.
I just need that ugly 1-1.
I think that's a 1-0. I think we'll beat them.
They're going to play the kids,
so
man. They've got the final.
No, we'll beat them. We'll beat United, bro. I don't think
we're beating Newcastle. We're beating Newcastle.
We'll beat West Ham.
That's the last game of our season at the Emirates. We're not losing, bro.
Like that makes a difference.
You know what? Put it down as a draw. Put it down as a draw, just for a bit of fun.
No, bro. We're not losing that game,
bro. Newcastle have beaten you like twice.
Bro,
this season.
Three times.
I didn't hesitate when you guys said Liverpool win, but
bro, because you talk about
Chelsea a draw when you thought you were gonna win.
Bro, there is no chance we're losing to Newcastle.
Egal, how many goals you scored against Newcastle this season?
Doesn't matter. We're not losing to Newcastle at home. Bro, final game at the Emirates of the season, we always slap teams 5-0, 6-0. We're not losing. It's gonna get. It's gonna be ugly for Newcastle. When I say
Egal, we'll give you the win against Southampton, bro. But this is the draw.
You hear me? This voice, Egal's getting hyped.
I'm not changing.
Convinced himself they're gonna win 5-0.
These guys ruin our hopes of winning the League Cup.
All right, fine.
Wallahi,
Ahmed, it works out for us if this result happens.
We're gonna kill them.
All right, Gal, take the 3-1. Take the 3-1.
Wolfie, you brought the real Egal out of him.
I just know what buttons to press, isn't there? I know the button.
But Egal, I just want to say, Chelsea will beat United, bro. We will beat United. There's no denying that. We will make sure that will happen.
Yeah, that's done, right? And we should wait, Habibi, go back. Come on, Forest game. What are we saying?
What about you? West Ham, they're not that good. 2-1.
I think that might be a draw, you know.
All right.
That club is mad toxic, I'll be honest.
All right.
I'll give Forest the win, but
final day of the season. Arsenal's beating Southampton 4-0.
Oh, he's going 4, man. He's okay.
Arsenal swiping the floor with Southampton on the final day of the season.
Forest Chelsea draw 0-0.
Manchester
That's
United,
guaranteed.
Manchester United, Aston Villa, 2-2.
Villa win.
No,
No, Villa win, bro.
Egal, who do you think Man United are?
Man United, Man United. Old
You can
Trafford.
tell a gal's suddenly worried about this top
Man
5, man. He's
United-
giving Man U draws.
Man United, Old Trafford, final day of the season. They're not losing. They're gonna draw. They're not gonna lose.
Bro, are
They
you
could
joking
easily-
me? They're playing the
could
kids,
easily-
man.
Liverpool,
Bro, listen, they could
Liverpool
easily
final
lose.
day of the season, winning the league. They couldn't care, but they're gonna go out there and get a 2-0 win. What are we saying? Rack
City will probably beat Fulham.
or
See, you'll beat Fulham on the last day, man. Fulham's not going to be there, bro. They're going to be on the beach.
Now Fulham are still fighting for Europa Conference, huh?
what are we saying? 2-1 City.
I've got no
2-1.
faith, Wolfie, in Fulham after Silva threw that Chelsea game away.
Yeah, man.
So
Big
what do we
up
Man.
to
say?
Silver, man. Big up to Marcus
That's
Silva.
0-0 all day.
Final
Sorry,
game.
in this
The final
scenario,
game. The
bro,
final
this is
game.
0-0 all
Sure.
day.
If we need this a draw, we'll just get a draw at the club. That's
All
what
right,
we'll do.
so we're gonna calculate now.
We're
None
gonna
of you guys are
calculate.
missing a game, right? None of you guys have a game.
Nah, you good, you good.
What Newcastle beat?
Calculate.
So,
Someone
so
hit
now
calculate.
so it has where Newcastle are out.
No, you've not added up. You need to.
Wait, there's a game. There's a game missing for Newcastle. What game is
There's
it?
not. You gave him a loss, bro. What are you talking about?
No, they're missing a game. They're missing a game.
Bro,
I think
go
it's
to
game
last-
week 38.
Bro, go to week 38. Yeah.
Week 38, I think you missed them. Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
just-
Oh, they got
Jones.
Everton. They got Everton. They'll win that. They'll win
Oh,
that.
that's a
Everton
win.
at home.
Yeah, they win that.
It's a win. All right. So we calculations. All right. So Newcastle, they're fucking gone.
Nah, you know what? You know what? Yeah.
Good job, boys.
You know
So
what?
now, do you realize how big this Newcastle Chelsea game is? Do you realize how big this game is?
No, do you realize Arsenal could single-handedly fuck Newcastle's whole season over? I
Bro,
love
Egal, what are you?
No,
that.
they've won a trophy for the first time in 50 years. You can't
Nah,
take
hold
that
on,
away from
Egal.
them, Egal.
Yeah, man. They
You
make
can't
the
take that
Champions
away
League,
from them.
but they got a Carabao Cup, man. That's a consolation.
Yeah, what?
We're
You
taking
can't
away the
fuck anything up,
Champions League.
Egal.
We're taking away their Champions League hopes.
No, you're
Right,
not.
Yeah, we can. That Arsenal win single-handedly takes away their Champions League hopes. Look at that. If you swap
What
this-
have you?
If
How
you
have
swap
you? What are
this,
the
if you
fixtures?
swap this to a
Arsenal,
win, if you give
Everton.
them a win,
I
they're
don't
in.
understand. Newcastle have been in great form. Like all of a sudden, they're meant to fall off a cliff in these.
Nah,
last 3 games.
I thought they
No,
weren't
they're
that
not
good
beating
against
Arsenal,
Brighton.
bro. They're not. Arsenal's not losing in the last game of the Emirates of the season.
Of course they can. Listen, Egal, listen.
No, but
let's
Egal,
understand-
you're giving Newcastle 3 points out of a possible 9. What? Go
Yeah.
back to your table. You're giving. I don't see. They've got, and 2 of their games are at home. I don't see them dropping 6 points out of a possible 9 when 2 of their games are at home. Come on.
No, but they're
Yeah,
facing
but
Chelsea.
they've got Chelsea at home.
They're facing Chelsea,
Egal, that's
Arsenal,
criminal.
and
Egal,
Everton.
that's criminal.
Newcastle could be out of the top 4.
All right,
bro.
flip that result. Egal, flip that result. Give Newcastle the win against Chelsea.
You're out then.
No. Chelsea might be out. Give it to Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle 2 wins out of 3 is not too much to ask.
So you're saying they beat Chelsea. Chelsea.
Yeah,
are
what happens with that? What happens with that?
Calculate. Hit calculate.
Hit calculate. Hit calculate.
Hit calculate.
Yeah, then
It didn't click. It didn't click. 1
so
second.
click it, man.
Take the point tally. Maybe it has.
Someone sack the organizer of this.
Oh, you're double clicking it, man. What you doing here?
It's not-
Yeah, there you go. You see, so
There you
this
go.
is why I've been saying for weeks this Newcastle Chelsea game is unreal. How big it is. What happens with the draw in this scenario?
It
What
was a
happened
draw,
with
2
the draw?
points
Let's
lost.
find out. 2-2. Calculations. Bang.
Bro, stop double clicking it, bro. You double-
No, he did.
Oh, okay. There you go. So
But is that with Newcastle? That's with Newcastle losing to Arsenal,
That's
though,
the
isn't it?
draw.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
draw with
yeah.
Newcastle losing to Arsenal.
So basically, if Newcastle get 5 or 6 points in the last 2 games, they'll qualify for Champions League.
That's what I'm saying. We need to 2 wins guarantees you UCL
Yeah.
football. So if
Yeah,
we
two-
beat
No,
Newcastle,
no, it doesn't.
any of these teams now that win 2 games because of who they're playing is probably going to make Champions League.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 will make it.
no, the maths ain't right on that.
So
No, because
basically, Man
Forest-
City and Arsenal are pretty much secure.
No,
at this
because
moment.
Forest have got if Forest beat Chelsea, so therefore you'll have won two. So
Yeah, but if
Forest-
we beat Leicester and West Ham, there's your 2 wins. That's not
that's what I'm
enough.
saying. You wouldn't
By the
necessarily
way,
have
by
to
the
Yeah,
way,
but
Yeah,
for
we'd have to
Chelsea,
draw with Chelsea. Yeah.
in this
Draw.
situation,
You might need to draw.
the only situation where Forest are out is
Is
if
if we lose our 2 games.
if you lose.
I think if Forest lose to Chelsea, they're out.
Forest, if Forest lose to Leicester this weekend, they're finished.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's what.
Well, not really. We would then have to beat Chelsea, and Newcastle would have
So
had to
the
beat
key
Chelsea.
games to watch this weekend are really just Chelsea, Chelsea,
Newcastle is huge.
Forest,
It's so
Leicester.
huge.
It's huge.
Forest, Leicester, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City, Southampton.
No,
Those are the
Chelsea
games.
Newcastle is the most.
No. Wait, boys, you guys are forgetting about another important game, which
Villa,
is Bournemouth Villa. Yeah. If Villa win that game, Villa for me go a lot stronger to make top 5 because they will beat both
Ooh.
Man U and Spurs because their minds aren't in the league.
Okay, so we give Villa the win. We give Villa the last 3 wins.
Yeah,
They
but
still
you haven't
win.
given them the win against Man U and Spurs.
I gave them the win versus Spurs. The Man U one is the one I didn't give them. So say we give them the win there. Then
Oh, you gave them a
them a
loss there,
loss.
bro. You gave them a loss.
What? Oh shit, yeah. You see, I don't
Put
know
a
why.
3 then.
You should have pressed 3.
Okay, yeah, Unai Emery's not doing that, bro. Fuck Unai Emery.
Man, you look proper hate him.
wow, to be hating on him, bro.
Listen, the teams that I don't like in the top 5 race, simple. I like Nottingham Forest. I don't mind Man City as much as I don't like Newcastle and Aston Villa right now.
Yeah, I need to take Chelsea. That's it, man.
And
Can we do
Chelsea
the
already-
Arsenal scenario? Can we
We
do the
already
Arsenal scenario?
Okay, Arsenal's not losing versus Southampton. We know that.
Oh, okay, wait. Just go back and lose your other 2 games.
We've already lost to Liverpool in every scenario.
Okay,
every
lose to
scenario we've
Newcastle now.
We still
And just
get
leave it blank for the
and we
last.
still get
Wait. No, wait. Clear the last day.
clear the last day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't
I want to
bother
know
with-
what you would go into in this game. No, make it all blank.
Yeah,
you get me?
blank them out. Yeah.
All of them.
We would go into the last day with 60.
Oh no, he said
No,
blank
because you're
out-
giving the
blank
other
out
teams
everyone's
points. You're giving the other teams
result.
points.
Yeah, blank out that result. Yeah.
Just delete the results, all of them.
You can leave the other two. You can leave those.
Okay,
no.
now look at this table.
With Arsenal losing, we're still
Look at this table. Boys, look at this table. 1 point
Oh.
separates 2nd to 7th. Whose heart is going to make it through this final day if that's the case, man?
That's definitely a bit possible, you know.
It's possible but I've been saying it to Egal for months. I said, don't blow against Palace, don't blow against Brentford. Oh, we don't care. This is why he should have been caring, bro. Your season can go from disaster to unrecoverable.
You want to know something? If we finish 6th, League Gunner and Yardman will celebrate.
Nah,
Egal,
this is-
I have a follow-up question. You said this season, no matter what happens, you're Arteta in.
Yeah.
Look, it's a wild scenario. But if somehow you end up finishing the Champions League spots, that's got that. Like, I don't think Arteta should be sacked. But if you were to finish 6th, I think there's a very strong argument for saying that he should be sacked.
It's never going to happen. Anyways.
No, I don't.
How are you saying? No, Egal,
If you
it's
finish
deeper.
6th,
Because even if we lose the first 2 games and you guys put it as...
But you're the biggest bottlers in the Premier League, bro.
Bro, we're not going to lose versus Southampton.
You don't need to lose. This is the thing. You're not getting in your mind.
Once again,
A draw.
In this scenario, you have us losing to Liverpool. You have us
Which is
losing,
feasible,
You have us losing to Newcastle.
which you've
and
done
you have
3
us-
times this
you have us
season.
you have us going away to Southampton. And what? Are you saying we get a point?
Yeah, if you draw to Southampton, you're out.
Damn.
You know who goes out in this scenario? You know who goes out? It's Arsenal
Wait,
and
wait,
Chelsea.
wait.
Arsenal and Chelsea miss
No,
out.
no, it's not possible. Because
It is
even-
possible. What are you talking
No,
about?
Listen to me. If Arsenal draw versus Southampton,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And Chelsea and Nottingham Forest draw, Guess
No,
what?
Forest.
No matter
No,
what-
Forest win. This is the scenario. Forest beat Chelsea.
But
Yeah.
then Chelsea, we win on goal difference. No matter what, we have a ridiculous.
No,
goal
you don't, bro.
Okay,
Just
go
just
ahead.
put. All right, go. Just do this. Just do
Show me your
Newcastle.
scenario. Show me your scenario. and I'll
Okay,
prove you
Forest
wrong.
beat Chelsea, Newcastle beat Everton, and Villa beat Man U. And Man City win as well. No. Villa beat Man U. Let's put 2. Yeah. Okay, now press it.
Go on.
Chelsea and Arsenal miss out. There you go. Thank you very much.
Why you
I
not-
know the maths, man. I've done the maths.
This is crazy,
All
man.
right, all right, all right. First, and foremost, there is no chance Arsenal is losing the final game of the season to Southampton.
Show us your head-to-head at Southampton right now. I'm telling you, it's not pretty.
I know. I don't think we're gonna lose to a relegation side on the final day of the season.
I mean, if you do, it would be the most Arsenal thing ever, bro. It would
It's
be.
not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen. Also, for you to say we're gonna lose to Newcastle on the final home game at the Emirates is also
Why
crazy.
not?
Why do
I
you
think
think that's so
it's-
wild? You've lost 3 times to them and haven't scored a single goal this season against them.
Bro,
It's
and
not
the thing
wild.
is,
They won 2-0 at the Emirates, bro. What are you saying?
I'm telling you right now, there's no chance. we lose.
Yeah, but you told us you were going through against PSG.
I was
like, bro,
wrong.
are you saying there's no chance Newcastle could
The Newcastle are not beating us at our ground on the final on our final home game of the season. We never lose our final home
do
game of the
the
season.
smashing like they've done? Play Newcastle and Liverpool. No, but bro, forget.
You notice
bro,
Ahmed's
forget
been
about
quite
the
quiet in this
hold on,
scenario,
forget
by
about
the way.
fact it's the final.
I'm just keeping silent. I don't know, man. I just trust my
Yeah,
team to
like,
do the different. I don't need to do that.
likes the scenario, but he's like, my club gets screwed as well, man.
You know what? When Ahmed came on, he was all smiley. All of a sudden, he's gone quiet.
This is
That's
like
it,
that's
Listen, Listen, running through the scenarios was kind of cool, but before we go any further, we got a super chat here. Egal, if Saka and Saliba came out and said they need one more year to win a trophy or else they are leaving the club, would you sack Arteta?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
You should sack Arteta anyway, without that scenario.
I would not sack Arteta. No.
He's thinking.
No, I
Okay.
would
Bro,
not.
Egal will sack Arsenal before he sacks Arteta. I mean, save your money, bro. There's no need to put $5 in.
There you go.
Although we appreciate donations, thank you.
I'm
There you
joking.
There you go. Is there anything else that we missed? Ahmed, we didn't speak about Conference League.
Well, just by the Mr.
What
Lego's
the-
asking me to ask the question, saying, Wolfie, ask Egal how many shots on target Arsenal have had against Newcastle this season.
I don't know.
You sure? I swear it's 0. I swear it's
don't-
0.
No, we've had
No.
shots on target.
I swear it's 0.
Shots on target.
No, stop it. Don't be silly.
Bro, I'm pretty sure it's 0 or like
Oh my
2.
God. Egal's looking you up. Look, Egal's looking you up. Look at
Yo,
that
I
face.
think in the last 3 years you've had 2 shots on target against Newcastle, bro.
Do you know Newcastle, our record away from home is the problem, not the home record. Our
Yeah, what
record
happens
at
in the
home-
Carabao Cup? What happened in the Carabao Cup?
They beat us.
You had 0 shots at home.
I don't remember. I think we missed.
I
like,
think the
over-
stat is that you've had 3 shots on target at St. James's Park in like the last 3 or 4 years, something like
All
that.
right, all right. So look at this. You want to see head-to-heads, right? You want to see head-to-heads at our ground. That's what you want to see, right? Let me
I
show
want
you.
this season. I want this season's 3 matches. That's what I want to see.
All right. So obviously this was the game this season.
Show me the stats. Show me the stats. Click on that tab. Scroll up. Let's see that stats. Shots on target.
This is Arsenal. This is Newcastle.
3 from 23, bro.
Yeah, we were not clinical. They only had
All right.
they only had 4. It's
Show
not
me
that-
your shots on target in the second leg.
You're begging it now. You're really begging it.
Show me. Show me them stats.
There. 3 once again. They had 3. You're over.
So where's
you're
that stat gone? Oh, maybe it
you're-
was from the last 3
You're,
years.
you're chatting shit. As for the games at the Emirates, let me show you once again. Look
Go
at
on.
this. At the
Mhm.
Emirates, 4-1,
Mhm.
0-0,
Oh no.
2-0, 3-0, 2-0, 4-0,
What year are we in? What year?
Jesus
What year? What
Christ.
year?
1-0,
Jesus Christ.
1-0,
Well, yeah, was Arteta even born in these ones?
4-0, 3-0. I'm just showing you for as long as we go, Newcastle at home is a banker.
Show me your Southampton ones, man. That's what I'm more interested in.
Come on, now you're overdoing it. Now you're overdoing it. You really think we're gonna lose this?
Well, I'm just making sure that you know that when I told you 2 weeks ago you messed up against Palace and you tried to poo-poo it, this is what's happened, bro. Oh, this doesn't look that healthy, bro. This does not look healthy, man.
Well, let me ask Egal the question. Egal, do you think Newcastle fans in their fan base, you know, when there's Egal talks Newcastle, the Newcastle version of you, yeah, and he sat down and he's saying, hey guys, we've got to go to Arsenal, yeah. Do you think that they honestly, being fair to Newcastle, if you're a Newcastle fan in this scenario, are you worried?
They're shitting bricks if they need to
Why would they?
They're not. I just spoke to Pete. Shout out to Pete. He thinks they beat you, man.
They're delusional. The pressure is not on us. The pressure is all on them. To be
The pressure is definitely on you.
It's on you, man. What are you talking about?
There's 3 games, guys. Let's not be silly. There's 3 games left. There's a 3-point gap. Obviously, you guys are all assuming we lose to Liverpool. Number 1. Number 2, you then are all assuming we lose to Newcastle. And then number 3, you guys are all assuming that something goes wrong versus Southampton. That's what it's like. That's what it's like.
Legitimately, I think Arsenal will be fine.
But Egal, why can't we say it's Southampton's last game in the Premier League? They're going to be bang up for it.
Jay, they're playing for something. They
That's
need
what I'm
one
saying.
more point to clear Derby's record. They need one more point,
Yeah.
and that
Look,
comes against Arsenal.
I think Arsenal will be fine. Like realistic, I know we're having bad. Arsenal will be okay. I think Newcastle will be okay. Somehow, I think they'll get 6 out of 9. I don't know who they're gonna, and I think that means they're gonna beat Chelsea because I think Newcastle are in better form than Chelsea. Although Chelsea did beat us last.
Actually,
They're
I
not.
disagree.
They're not.
We're in better form than them. We've won our last few games, bro. We beat
4.
Liverpool. Before Liverpool, we beat Fulham. We've actually been on a good like goal scoring one as of recently. So hey man, listen.
The team,
Chelsea are undefeated in their last 5 and 3 in a row.
And the key to Chelsea.
One second. Hear me out. The team in the best form right now is Man City.
Well, everyone knows that. Yeah,
They've won like 9 games in a row in all comps.
Well,
The second
4 in the
closest
league.
team- the second closest team in form. Are we just going based off most wins, no losses? Is that
Wolves.
Chelsea? Chelsea have 3 wins, 2 draws.
Yeah, I think from a Chelsea perspective, yeah.
Arsenal actually have the worst form out of all of us.
I
No,
think
Nottingham
having-
Forest. Nottingham Forest have the worst form out of all of us. Nottingham
Yeah.
Forest only have 1 win out of their last 5.
But we got the shittest
and
teams,
1
man.
draw.
We're playing the
Yeah.
shittest teams now.
No, but that's
Do you think
You lost.
you have
You
what it takes to
lost.
beat Chelsea?
you lost to
Or do you
Villa.
think you have what it
you
takes to
lost
beat
to
Chelsea,
Everton.
when it
No.
matters?
No,
You lost to Villa,
I don't trust my
Everton,
team.
and- bro. You lost to
Oh,
Villa, Everton, and what do you call it, Brentford. There's a good opportunity. Nottingham Forest are out of this top 4 race this
Yeah, but
weekend.
bro, we're going down a level now
You
to
could lose
play.
to Leicester.
We're
you'll be
playing
finished.
teams that are below Spurs, right? 2 teams that are below Spurs, bro. Like,
Bro,
come on, you
Everton-
gotta be really
Everton
bad to be
beat you.
below Spurs right now in the league. Let's be real here.
Everton beat you. Anything can happen.
Bro, you didn't beat Everton at the Emirates. What are you talking about? And you're sitting here showing me your chest about how you'll beat Newcastle when you couldn't beat Everton. What are you talking
Man
about?
City couldn't beat Everton. Liverpool couldn't beat Everton. These
Man
teams
City just beat Everton 2-0. What are you talking about?
We beat them at home.
You
You
drew
lost-
against them at their ground.
Yeah, last minute.
Yeah, I'm saying
and it
these-
was a,
these
and it was a
guys are
local derby last
guys are
game.
no mugs.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We won the league, so it's okay.
You
No,
see,
we still need to have words about what you did against Chelsea. We need to have words about this Chelsea thing.
That's the
Winning
ultimate
makes everything
joker.
feel better.
That's the ultimate get out of jail card.
Listen, winning makes everything feel better. We already know
Yes,
it.
exactly.
And I hope people are liking the video because we did a deep dive on the top
Yeah.
5, and I think I
Yeah.
really need to clip that.
That
out.
rhymes.
Yeah.
Nice. Just spitting out the bars there, man.
There you
Deep
go.
dive on the top 5.
In case you don't know, man's got bars still. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap it up here. But before we wrap it up, well, I want to know what everyone thinks about the Conference League. Chelsea won it already. What are we saying?
That's guaranteed.
Anthony.
Guaranteed win.
Anthony.
Listen, I'm not worried about Anthony, man. I'm not worried about Anthony. You should be winning that.
Oh man, that would be so funny.
Oh, you
That
must.
would
Yo, do you know if they win it, he'll be the only player in history to win 2 different European competitions in the same year. If Man U win as well.
Yo, that's crazy.
Well, he'll get a medal.
Yeah,
for
yeah, he'll get
United.
2 medals. Yeah,
Ah.
because he played
No,
enough.
no, that's not true. There was
That
a
is
guy,
true.
Kingsley Coman, won 2 league titles in the same year. He
I'm
left.
talking
You're talking about
European. European.
All right, maybe I'm a mistake.
It must be true. I saw it on Twitter, bro. Everything's true on Twitter.
Exactly.
Hey, and I hope Anthony whoops that ass, because when it comes to Chelsea, they
Awesome.
are one of the teams that are one of the most annoying
These are all
fans.
going to be good finals. Like Chelsea versus Betis is probably as good a final as we could have asked for. Like, as in, like,
United versus Spurs is my biggest nightmare final that I could dream of, man. Like, seriously, I hate United. I hate them with a passion, and my brother supports Spurs, man. So I'm Spurs. I'm Spurs all the way on this one, man. Seriously.
There's only one right answer there. There's literally only one right answer.
No, there's one answer, and I want United to win.
Oh my God,
Nah.
The thing
If
is-
United
the thing is,
scumbag
yeah.
themselves into European football again, I'm done. If United miss
Chelsea-
out, they are done.
Yeah, from a Chelsea perspective, man, I can't lie to you, man. I don't want Tottenham winning it. You know what I mean? That's but like if I'm talking about it from like a, you know what I mean, moving the Chelsea fan outside of myself, I wouldn't mind Spurs winning it. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind.
but Ahmed, you're not thinking about it in 3D. If Spurs win this, they will keep Ange, and there'll be the meltdown. There'll be the meltdown.
I think Ange is going to leave. I think
He can't
Ange is
leave,
gonna
man.
leave.
Either way, man.
He's gonna be like, I told you, man. I told you.
Go fuck yourselves.
Every
Ange's doing
second
the-
year I win a trophy. I
mate.
told you. That's what he's gonna be saying. Yeah, build the statue or whatever.
Man's gonna. Man's gonna.
If he wins a trophy after standing on business all season, you might have to run it back, regardless of what happened in the league. Yeah.
Would you be Ange if he does it?
It's not. It's not. The thing is, it's like you can't.
See how they
talk
dodge
about
this
how
question
important
because
Bro,
it's
I
already
already-
messing with their
I
mind.
already see Deji changing his mind on Ange, saying, "You know what? We're gonna win a
Oh,
cup."
Deji's shameless, man. He's shameless.
Yeah.
Deji went from I don't care about winning side cups. I just go for the main thing, to now saying the Europa League is the biggest thing we could win, and he's pivoted his whole thing, saying we're gonna win a European trophy. Fuck you guys.
But it's the biggest. It's the biggest. Like I look at it like the League Cup is harder to win than the Europa League, but the Europa League is more prestigious. Do you know what I mean?
Not
So
anymore
it's-
because the Champions League teams don't drop in. So this cup is Mickey Mouse.
But it's still a more prestigious. It's still
You're not gonna say that when you're in the final next year.
No, but I'm saying it's more prestigious than the League Cup and FA Cup.
We'll
That's
see. You're
obvious.
not getting Champions League football. You might as well get dropped down to Europa League spots.
Bro, did you say the word final? Did I hear that coming out of an Arsenal fan's
Yeah,
mouth? Come
I
on, bro.
think-
Have some
I
shame.
think
Oh
if
my god.
I think if Nottingham Forest drop down to Europa League spots this season and finish like 6th, it could benefit you, because I don't think you're ready for Champions League.
I think if you drop down to 6th, bro, you may be able to get to a final, but you'll probably bottle that as well. What are we saying there?
That's
You know
what.
what I'm
That's
saying? Lee Gunner and Chapman agree with you.
Why? I think the thing for me is Arsenal fans are very disingenuous
Mm.
about the fact that the quality of the teams in the Europa League is not as high as the Champions League. But you had 5 opportunities to win the Europa League and did not.
And
So-
you want to know something? Each time we got knocked out by a team that dropped down.
No, you didn't, because when you lost to Olympiacos, Sporting, and Villarreal.
Sporting got knocked down.
Yo, you
And
lost
not-
to my
not in
sister
every
club, man.
scenario.
Sporting got knocked
Shameful.
down. Sporting got knocked down. Atletico Madrid got knocked down.
Yeah, but I didn't say Atletico Madrid.
Villarreal got knocked down.
No, I think Villarreal-
Olympiacos didn't.
Olympiacos was maybe the only one that didn't get knocked
That's
down.
my sister club, man. Marinakis' other team. You know what I'm saying, man?
Okay, but the thing is, Egal, would you not say that?
Arabi, that guy. Just
But would you not say that when you played some of those ties, you were the favorite in some of those ties?
bro, I was there live watching Ugarte score the halfway goal, and
That is crazy, man. That is crazy, bro.
that was the last game I went to the season. I'm like, I'm cursed. Fuck it. I'm not going back.
Yeah, but I think the thing is like the way I look at it, Egal, is you can't be too critical of other teams who are on their journey.
No, I do think the format, change has benefited.
Oh, sure.
you
I'm
guys.
saying that the teams are on their journey and they have the opportunity to win trophies. And like because you didn't win certain trophies on your journey, you can't then belittle teams who are at an earlier point than you that have an opportunity to win things that you couldn't win. Do you
You
know
know
what I mean? You have to be fair here. It's like, if these trophies were so easy to win, why didn't you win them? And you can't just
That's a
say,
very good question. Very
you
good
know why we
question.
can't win it? Because now, since we've been good, we've not been in those trophies.
Wait, when have you been good from? Just so we
The
know.
last 2 years, we've been good.
What did you win while you were good?
Honestly, nothing.
So how are you good?
Look at our points tables.
Oh, you get a trophy for that.
Unfortunately, we do, but we didn't get it.
Did you know what?
Interesting
I've got your trophy. Hold on.
No. Let's end the show before he puts up an Invictus perfume or something.
No, it's not a perfume, man. This is legit, man.
And
I heard it's going in the cabinet here.
okay, we gotta
Man.
go,
Come on,
guys.
come.
I don't know what he's talking about, but we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. I'm gonna send you over to Mons's channel. Do me a favor, say what up to Mons for me. Say Egal
Can't
Raid.
find it.
We're out of here,
Oh.
people. Love for the love.
No.
Yeah, man. Big up Coventry, man. Hopefully we make it.
PSG,
I know, yeah.
PSG.
What are you saying? PSG what?
Oh no, PSG. That's the spam in the chat or whatever you want to put.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.